So you're probably already making New Year's resolutions, goals on what you'd like to change or do in the new year.
The new year kind of symbolizes that opportunity to start fresh. So I think it's on everybody's mind.
4 in 5 people actually toss in the towel on those goals just 6 weeks into the new year. So I spoke to an expert to find out why.
If we don't get immediate rewards from it, we're also highly likely not to follow through. Keep it small and try to keep it in what makes sense in your life. And you'll have greater odds of following through on it.
Do you ever feel like you are just floating through life? It usually happens around New Year's when you imagine all the bad habits you are going to break free from. You tell yourself that this time it will be different, but here is the hard truth. Successful people and unsuccessful people share the same goals. A gold medalist and the person who came in last both wanted to win the race. So if the goal is the same, the goal cannot be the thing that differentiates the winner from the loser. It is not the goal, it is the system they followed. I have simplified the famous book Atomic Habits so you can actually use it. You do not need to read 300 pages to change your life. You just need to understand the 3-degree shift. Most people try to change their life with massive action. They want a huge leap, but true change is actually invisible. Imagine a plane taking off from Los Angeles. If the nose points straight, you land in New York City. But if the pilot adjusts the nose just 3 degrees south, you do not notice the change. It feels exactly the same. But hours later, you land in Tijuana. That is the power of atomic habits. You do not notice the changes in your daily life, but over time, a tiny shift in your habits lands you in a completely different destination. This applies to everything: your money, your relationships, and your health. You are the pilot, and your habits are the navigation system. The math of success is simpler than you think. If you get 1% better every day for a year, you do not just get a little better, you end up 37 times better. But if you get 1% worse, you drop nearly to 0. Your habits can compound against you like debt, or they can compound for you like investments. The problem is that we expect progress to be linear. We think that if we put in 10 units of effort, we should get 10 units of results. But real life does not work that way. Results are often delayed. In the beginning, small changes are invisible. You work hard, but see no results. James Clear calls this the valley of disappointment.
You hear people say things like this all the time. They'll say like, I've been running for a month, but I can't see a change in my body, And my argument is running for a month and complaining about not seeing the results you want, or writing your book for 8 months and not having it be finished yet. It's kind of like complaining about heating an ice cube from -5 to -1 degrees and they're not melting. Like the work was not being wasted, it's just being stored. And so you can view each iteration of your habit as building up this potential energy that can then be released later on.
This is the danger zone where most people give up. You are not failing because you are weak. You are failing because you do not understand latent potential. Think of an ice cube sitting in a cold room. You heat the room from 25 degrees to 31 degrees. Nothing happens. The ice is still solid. Then you hit 32 degrees, and it begins to melt. All the work you did before was not wasted. It was simply being stored. You have to survive the valley to see the shift. You need to forget about goals and focus on systems instead. A goal is the result you want to accomplish. Systems deal with the processes that lead to results. If you completely ignored your goals and focused only on your system, you would still succeed. Goals are good for setting a direction, but systems are best for making progress. There are 3 layers to behavior change. The first layer is changing outcomes like losing weight or writing a book. The second layer is changing your process, like a new workout routine. But the third and deepest layer is changing your identity. This is what you believe about yourself. Most people focus on the outcomes, but the best way to change your habits is by focusing on the person you want to become. The goal is not to run a marathon. The goal is to become a runner. When you tell yourself and others that you are a runner, you want to live up to that identity. A habit is formed by a continuous feedback loop. It consists of 4 steps: cue, craving, response, and reward. The key to creating habits that stick is to hack this loop. Let us look at the first 2 laws. Law 1 is to make it obvious. Most of your current habits are so automatic that you do not even realize them. You must first become aware of what you are actually doing. You can better shape your behavior by designing your environment. We are more influenced by our environment than our willpower. If you want to drink more water, place water bottles around the house in places you are likely to see them. If you want to read more, place the book on your pillow. Stop hiding your good habits. Make the cues visible and obvious. Law 2 is to make it attractive. We are more motivated to act when our dopamine levels rise. You can use a strategy known as temptation bundling to hack your dopamine. This means combining an action you need to do with one you want to do. For example, you could bundle watching Netflix, which is something you want to do, with working out on the treadmill, which is something you need to do. Law 3 is make it easy. The more energy required, the less likely a habit is to happen. If your gym is 20 minutes out of the way, you probably will not go. But if it is on your commute, you decrease the friction. Your life will be easier if you find ways to reduce the friction associated with your good habits and increase the friction of your bad habits. You can also use the 2-minute rule to stop procrastinating. You want to scale down your desired outcome to just 2 minutes. Reading a book becomes reading just 1 page. You need to get the routine anchored in place before you worry about the difficulty. Master the art of showing up first. Law 4 is make it satisfying. A feeling of pleasure is a message to the brain to repeat the action. The problem is that bad habits usually feel good immediately, while good habits only pay off in the long run. To fix this, you need to add a little immediate pleasure to the habits that pay off later. You can monitor your progress using visual measures. Moving paper clips from one jar to another for every sales call you make is satisfying. Keeping a habit tracker is the best method to monitor your progress. Crossing a day off the calendar becomes a reward in itself and forces you not to break the chain. I mentioned that tracking your habits is the best way to hack your brain for dopamine. If you do not have a system for this yet, I made a simple habit tracker template for you. It is completely free and you can download it right now. I put the link in the description and the pinned comment below. Go grab it so you can follow along with the next section, where I show you exactly how to use it. It is one thing to read a book, but another to actually apply it. I am going to show you exactly how I used this book to build a morning workout routine. I started with the habit scorecard to identify my current habits. Then I used the implementation strategy. I wrote down that I will work out at 6 a.m. in the living room. Next, I primed my environment. I took my dumbbells out of the closet and put them in the middle of the room the night before. This reduced the friction. As soon as I saw them in the morning, the ritual began. I also used the 2-minute rule. I did not focus on a full-hour workout. My only goal was to put on my shoes and stretch for 2 minutes. That was it. But once you are there, you are motivated to finish. To keep it attractive, I bundled the workout with listening to my favorite podcast. I also changed my mindset. I stopped saying I have to work out. I started saying I get to build strength. I focused on identity. I told myself I am an athlete. For my reading habit, I used habit stacking. The formula is after current habit, I will new habit. So after I make my morning coffee, I will read for just 2 minutes. The coffee became my trigger cue. I also applied the concept of one space, one use. I made a rule that my balcony is only for reading. It is not for checking email or scrolling. This helps the brain associate that specific location with the specific habit. If I sit on the balcony, my brain knows it is time to read. To break my bad habit of scrolling on social media, I made it invisible. I left my phone in a drawer in another room while I worked. If I cannot see it, I do not crave it. I also used reprogramming. I told myself that random scrolling is for consumers, and I want to be a producer. Finally, I used an accountability partner. I told my partner that if she saw me using social media during work hours, I owed her $10. So that is how I have been using this fantastic book with great results so far. I hope this summary has helped you to better understand the concepts within this book. Go out and grab a copy of this book if you have not already. You are going to take in the knowledge at a much deeper level from all the stories and examples that James Clear goes over. Remember that success is not a linear line. You will have bad days. A bad workout or a bad day at work can happen to anyone. The vital thing is to not let it become a new habit. Missing once is an accident. Missing twice is the start of a new habit. So never miss twice. Thank you for watching. If you found value in this simplified guide, please leave a like and subscribe for more content on finance and self-improvement. Do not forget to download your free habit tracker in the description below. I will see you in the next video.